Infinite Summoning+Funny Continuously+Various Exciting Points+Gathering Hall+Contemporary Entrepreneurs, unexpectedly reborn and arrived at the Genshin Continent. Wei Yifan awakened the Maiduoduo Lucky Wheel Genshin and began the summoning battle to defeat the Buddha and God-level martial arts Hongmeng Sutra. On his path of growth, Wei Yifan constantly summoned 108 ancient great powers, established the Juyi Hall, and brought a group of cowhide giants to the joyful world. Through repeatedly filling cups and upholding justice, he has cultivated the chaos supreme, surpassing the heavenly avenue. At the Fengshen conference, each big shot was given a share of official and semi-official positions, responsible for overseeing an industry. Finally, Wei Yifan painfully investigated corruption and devoted himself to development. In addition to being bored, he also established the largest department store in the Genshin Continent. Yifan Group developed real estate, invested in live streaming sales, and became a contemporary entrepreneur. By chance, Wei Yifan opened a pathway to a higher world and led 108 wealthy brothers onto the road of conquest. Chapter 1. Overburden and Rebirth Through Time. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Principal, it's not good. Our school teacher Wei Yifan has died in the office, and the family has already caused trouble at school now. What? How did it happen? I'll come over right away. If the teacher dies or dies in school, there is a high probability that the principal will be gone. Nima, I've given away hundreds of thousands for nothing. Is the newly appointed principal cool? This matter needs to be started from scratch. Hello, Xiao Wei, the screen of the all.In.1 machine in Class 8 of Grade 7 is broken. Come and repair it quickly. Okay, just a moment, I'll be right there. After hanging up the phone, Wei Yifan picked up the repair kit and walked out of the office. After graduating from university, Wei Yifan did not choose to stay in the big city. He felt that he couldn't stand the fact that he had no background or appearance, so he silently returned to his hometown of Liaocheng. Through my own efforts, I successfully passed the local teacher qualification exam. Becoming a computer teacher in a rural school. By chance, the school posted a selection notice. The school is preparing to promote a group of young middle-level leaders this semester. Wei Yifan looked at the position of Director of the Education Center on the job list and thought to himself, isn't this tailor-made for himself? Wei Yifan quickly registered on the mini-program. During the election interview, I noticed that there were over a dozen applicants for other positions. When Wei Yifan applied for the position of Smart Management Center alone, he seemed to realize something. But he didn't think about it carefully, so Wei Yifan added a few words that he detested before his name. Director of the Education Center. After taking over the work of the Electronic Education Center, Wei Yifan's journey of troubles began. Every day there are constant maintenance tasks, and in just 1 month, Wei Yifan's weight has increased from 160 pounds to 86 pounds. Damn it, didn't I pass the exam as a teacher for the people? Isn't it deeply loved by the people? Why have I become a maintenance worker now? The more he thought about Wei Yifan, the more angry he became in his heart. He casually glanced at the enemy fear on the windowsill of the office where the students were confiscated. Why do I suffer from this bird's anger? With a few gulps, he drank down the enemy's fear in 1 gulp. Didi. WeChat sent me an unread message, and Wei Yifan thought to himself, before we leave, let's see who will give me the last leg. As soon as I opened WeChat, I saw that my colleague Mr. Dongfang had sent me a message saying, I'm about to withdraw money, please help me cut a knife. My name is Nima. Don't let me remain silent before leaving. Kind-hearted Wei Yifan still clicked on the link, and a big lucky wheel appeared on the phone screen. Click on Lottery. Suddenly, Wei Yifan's eyes darkened, and the toxicity of dichlorvos erupted. When Wei Yifan woke up again, he found himself lying in a small dilapidated room, which could no longer be considered a room. There is air leakage on all sides, and the roof still relies on the mud left by swallows building nests, which barely looks open. I'll wipe it. What the hell? Didn't I drink DDVP Barbie Buck? Did I cross over? Calm down, Wei Yifan carefully looked around and at himself. Oh my goodness, you're messing me. When people travel, they become wealthy and handsome. They need to have a background, talent, and appearance. Looking at myself again, it is obvious that I am a no person while Wei Yifan complained, Yifan, have you woken up? The sun is shining on your buttocks. Guess what kind of game Grandpa Li brought you today? Nanny. Why hasn't even the name changed when traveling to a new world? Don't do this, my goodness. With the sound of footsteps, Grandpa Li came into the room. Look. It's Grandpa Li's turn to deliver your meal today. Look at me getting you a deer, it's just a way to satisfy your craving. Grandpa Li. Am I? What's wrong with you, Yifan? Don't you know Grandpa Li, child, did you burn your brain with a fever? Wei Yifan scratched his head and explained, Grandpa Li, I accidentally fell just now and don't remember anything. Can you tell me about this world? Originally, Wei Yifan was an orphan found by the village chief's grandfather at the entrance of the village. It is said that it was pouring heavily that day, with thunder and lightning everywhere. According to the memories of the village chief's grandfather, he seemed to vaguely see two suns that day. Yijiazwang is a harmonious village, with the words, patriotic, dedicated, honest, and friendly, prominently hanging at the entrance. The arrival of Wei Yifan added some vitality to this village. He also became a true 100 family child who grew up eating 100 family meals. This reborn world is called the Genshin Continent, and everyone here will awaken their Genshin at the Genshin Tower in the town at the age of 12. Some people have awakened the essence of life, such as the Ho essence, the trumpet flower essence, and so on. Some are lucky enough to awaken the battle-type elemental gods, such as the Howling Wolf elemental god and the 5-element elemental god. Those who have awakened the essence of life don't have to be discouraged, they can enter the corresponding lower-level colleges to learn the corresponding life skills. At least there should be no problem supporting one's own family. And those who awaken the fighting spirit will be selected by major sects in the first time and brought back to the sects for cultivation. It is said that some advanced spiritual masters can easily move mountains, fill the sea, ascend to the sky and enter the earth with just a wave of their hands, which is called a cowhide. Grandpa Li, how old am I this year? Wei Yifan asked in confusion. You happen to be 12 years old next month, and our Yifan is coming of age, Grandpa Li said with relief. Farewell to Grandpa Li, Wei Yifan also secretly looked forward to it. What kind of primordial spirit will one awaken? If one awakens a fighting-type cowhide primordial spirit, then it will be high-skinned. The next day, I had a simple meal and tidied up. Wei Yifan arrived at the village and saw a group of 7 or 8-year-old teenagers practicing boxing. Wait, isn't this the 8th set of radio gymnastics? Back then, Wei Yifan was the radio gymnastics model in the school. I always win first place in every radio gymnastics competition. Isn't this Yifan? Why, do you also want to join them? The speaker is Ren Shi, the instructor of Yijiazwang. His muscular physique made him the charming prince of all the girls in the village. Teacher, I also want to join the big guys training. Wei Yifan replied eagerly. Wei Yifan knew that in order to establish himself in this world and even become stronger, he would definitely have to put in more effort. The head of the teacher touched his own head, thinking to himself how it felt like Yifan had changed a person today. Okay, first stand at the back of the line and ask Nyo if you don't understand. Thank you, Coach Ren. Don't worry, I won't embarrass you. Then Coach Ren led the group of teenagers to continue practicing. The rising sun shone on the faces of these children, as if heralding an extraordinary future for Yijiazwang. Chapter 2. Primordial Awakening Ceremony. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wei Yifan couldn't help but ponder as he watched the movements of these young men. Back then, in order to set an example for students, I did this 8th set of radio gymnastics. The height of the jump was not enough, and Wei Yifan couldn't help but shake his head as his arms were not extended. Coincidentally, it happened that Coach Ren saw this scene. "What's wrong, do you think everyone's practice is not good?" the head teacher asked in confusion. No, everyone practiced quite well, it's just. "I don't remember you practicing boxing with me, did you?" the head teacher said with a bewildered expression. Being a coach in Weijiazhuang is the only person who knows how to fight. After all the teenagers become stronger, they will practice boxing with Coach Ren to lay a foundation for their awakening spirit at the age of 12. "What's so remarkable, you don't even know how to make fun of us." "Humph, if you have the ability, you can play a trick for everyone." Some friends started to coax. Wei Yifan couldn't help but smile and walked over to join them. He has standard movements, moderate strength, and every move is full of strength and beauty. The teenagers looked at him with expressions of surprise and admiration on their faces. "Brother Yifan, do you also understand this boxing technique?" a bold child asked. "Hee, this is not a boxing technique. This is the 8th set of radio gymnastics," Wei Yifan explained with a smile. "Radio gymnastics? What is that?" The children looked confused, even the nearby head teacher perked up his ears. "Well, in simple terms, it is a movement that exercises the body and mind through gymnastics. I used to practice this every day at school." "Oh no, when I was at home," Wei Yifan explained. "Brother Yifan is really amazing. Xiner has been practicing for a long time and still doesn't have the standard for Brother Yifan to fight," Zhao Xiner said with a look of admiration on her side. "Brother Yifan, you teach us, teach us." The other children also cheered along. "I didn't expect that Yifan would stay in his own room and not come out." It turned out that he was persistently practicing martial arts. And not only is it proficient, but the quality is also very high. See, children, your Yifan brother is a role model for everyone. After returning home, everyone should also practice diligently, as the physical body is the foundation of all cultivation. The head teacher said earnestly. So Wei Yifan and the teenagers practiced radio gymnastics together. Their movements are becoming more and more uniform, and their strength is also becoming stronger. The sunlight shone on them, creating a beautiful scene. Over the next month, Wei Yifan became increasingly familiar with the children. The children in the village also gradually accepted this previously strange young man. Dong dong is the gathering bell in the village, and every time the bell rings, it means that something important is about to happen in the village. The villagers quickly stopped their work and rushed to the square in the center of the village. "Old and young men, it's time to awaken the spirit of the children again today. There are a total of 6 people in our Wei family village, who are 12 years old this year. Hao Xiaoqing, Du Ziwen, Zhao Shiner. Wei Yifan, come with me," was the voice of the village chief grandfather. When Wei Yifan heard his name, his heart couldn't help but thump. Awakening the primordial spirit is not unfamiliar to him, and he has even secretly longed for it many times in his heart. He looked at the children whose names were called out, some nervous, some excited, and some with doubts. "We need to set off now and rush to Luojia town before the awakening ceremony. Don't be nervous, everyone. Every child, regardless of their spiritual strength, is a good child in our Wei family village," said the village chief with a kind expression on his face. So the village chief's grandfather hurriedly led the 6 young people who participated in the awakening ceremony to Luojia town. The annual awakening ceremony is a big event for the village. It should be noted that Wei family village has not seen a young boy who awakens the fighting spirit for several years. When the village chief brought them to the Yuanshan Pagoda in Luojia town, it was already filled with young people aged 12 and above from different villages. "Everyone, please be quiet. I won't say much about the rules. Let me introduce myself first. I am a worshipper in Luojia town, and today's awakening of the primordial spirit will be presided over by me." The speaker is Tian, the first worshipper in Luojia town. There is an ancient stone tablet in the center of the Yuanshan pagoda, which is engraved with some vague words. It is said to be the oath of the ancient Yuanshan. All the children stood in a row and walked one by one to the stone tablet of the Yuanshan pagoda, relaxing their minds and putting their hands on it. Did they all hear clearly? Listen clearly, the children replied. The first one to appear was Wang Erniu, who carefully placed his hand on the stone tablet and held his breath. Suddenly, he saw countless pieces of paper flipping rapidly, and a brush flipping and moving on the paper. Subsequently, a phantom of a brush appeared above the stone tablet in front of everyone. Alright, what you awaken is the spirit of the brush, which will make your calligraphy more dynamic and different from ordinary people. In the future, you can become a teacher and go down, Tian Zuifeng said with a calm expression. What? Did you make a mistake? Nyo, this kid, has boundless strength, and he has awakened the spirit of the brush. Are you going to become a teacher in the future? Unfortunately, Nyo's body is full of tendons and flesh, I discussed with each word, children. Keep quiet. Next. Xiang Ziying came to the stone tablet and suddenly saw a scene. That is a vast grassland, with bright sunshine and birds flying freely in the air. He stood on the grassland, feeling the breath of nature and the vitality of life. Your primordial spirit is the Earth Bear, an entry-level combat-type primordial spirit. A voice rang in his ear. She opened her eyes and saw Tian Zuifeng smiling at her. Big. The Bear of the Earth. Xiang Ziying was somewhat surprised. Yes, your primordial spirit is very powerful. With the Bear of the Earth, you can control the power of the earth. It will bring you strong defense capabilities, and from today on, it will grow and cultivate with you. Tian Jinfeng explained. A surge of excitement surged in Xiang Ziying's heart. She finally awakened her own primordial spirit, and was a very powerful Earth Bear primordial spirit. This fills her with confidence and anticipation for the future. Alright, you can stand behind me. In a moment, the enrollment teachers from the 3 junior colleges in Luojia town will come here to receive the awakened fighting spirit. You will all have a very good future, said Tianzua. Is this stone tablet intentional? Nyo's muscular body awakened the spirit of the brush. Ziying's delicate body and bones, so weak that they can fly up to the sky with a gust of wind, have awakened the bear spirit of the earth. This stone tablet must have been in disrepair for a long time. Children, I say it word by word. Silence, the tower of the primordial gods is sacred and invincible, not to be blasphemed by Ronger and others. If there are any speakers who disqualify the awakening of the primordial gods. Tian Zuifeng said with a serious expression. Seeing that everyone had awakened a very powerful primordial spirit, Wei Yifan felt envious in his heart. What kind of primordial spirit can one awaken on their own? Chapter 3. Summoning the Primordial Spirit. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Next, Zhao Shiner. Exiner, it's your turn, come on. Wei Yifan encouraged. Zhao Shiner placed her hand on the stone tablet with a hopeful expression on her face. She could feel a faint coolness emanating from the tablet, piercing through her skin and into her heart. She tried to relax herself while also concentrating on feeling the force. Zhao Shiner stood in place, feeling a powerful force surging out of her body. She opened her eyes and saw that everything around her had changed. Her perception is more acute, able to perceive the surrounding atmosphere and the fluctuations of life. Her body has also become more flexible and can easily perform difficult movements. The shadow of a fox appeared on the stone tablet. You have awakened the animal fighting spirit, the fox spirit, which is very good, but I don't seem to see what level of spirit this is, Tian Jinfeng whispered. Everyone saw the fox's phantom, but only Wei Yifan seemed to have seen 9 furry tails behind the fox, which was really strange. Congratulations to your sister Exiner, your fox spirit is so cute and beautiful, just like you. Wei Yifan walked over and congratulated Zhao Xianer. Wei Yifan, it's your turn. Upon hearing this instruction, Wei Yifan immediately followed the instructions given by Tian Jinfeng, and at that moment he was both excited and nervous. Suddenly, a scene appeared in Wei Yifan's mind. What, it's not right. Wei Yifan seems to have seen beauty bloggers, fruit shops, big-name men's clothing, and duo Maikai. What are these? Isn't it the awakening of the primordial spirit? How did the buy too much page appear? Not good. This seems to be the lucky wheel from the lottery before rebirth, right? Nima, is this also the primordial god? Sure enough, in no time, the phantom of a lucky wheel on the stone tablet appeared, making it a lucky wheel with many purchases. Wei Yifan was stunned and looked at the wheel in front of him, feeling mixed. If I had known in my past life, I wouldn't have gone crazy shopping on Maiduoduo just because it was a few yuan cheaper. What awakened Nima was actually the lucky wheel of Maiduoduo. Is this his true spirit? He wants to laugh, but he can't laugh at all. This Tian is worshipped, isn't my primordial spirit a bit special? Wei Yifan asked tentatively. Everyone looked at Wei Yifan's primordial spirit and was somewhat stunned. They have also heard before that some people have special primordial spirits, but most of them are powerful monsters, mysterious objects, or some strange abilities. But someone like Wei Yifan is truly unprecedented. Well. Yes, your primordial spirit is very special. Tian Zui nodded, his expression somewhat strange. Wei Yifan couldn't help but feel a bit embarrassed, his spiritual essence was really somewhat unexpected. However, he quickly thought of a question, which was what kind of ability this primordial spirit could bring him. So, what ability does my primordial spirit have? Wei Yifan asked. Tian Zuifeng looked at Wei Yifan's primordial spirit and pondered for a moment. Then he said, your primordial spirit has a lucky wheel written on it, which should allow you to obtain various items with a certain probability by rotating the wheel. Wei Yifan couldn't help but feel speechless. This ability, it doesn't sound very useful. He originally thought that his primordial spirit would have some powerful abilities, such as controlling elements, releasing powerful attack skills, and so on. But it's really a bit beyond his expectations. However, on second thought, perhaps this ability also had its purpose. If you can obtain some unexpected items, such as advanced medicines, unparalleled weapons, rare materials, etc., perhaps you can turn the tide of the war. Okay, I will make good use of this ability. Wei Yifan nodded, feeling a bit helpless, but also had to accept this fact. Next, other children also awakened their own spirits one by one. Each primordial spirit has its own unique abilities and characteristics. Wei Yifan looked at these young men and felt very happy in his heart. He knew that they would grow together, fight together, and protect this village and their homeland together. A distant eagle flew over and said, Lao Tian, are there any good seedlings this year? Tian Gongfeng quickly welcomed him. Elder Wei, Elder Zhang, and Elder Zhuge, you have come over. There are really many good seedlings among these young people this year. Some have awakened the earth bear spirit, and if they are well trained, they will definitely be an excellent Tan-type spirit master, as well as many special abilities of spirit masters. Children, show off your spirit. After all those who have awakened the fighting spirit stand on the body of Elder Wei, you should join the Luojia town fighting junior students to learn. Awaken to the essence of life. Stand behind Elder Zhang and join the junior students of grid objects to learn life skills. Awakened from his special abilities, he stood behind Elder Zhuge and joined the junior students of Gesher. Wait, what kind of primordial spirit is this young man awakening? Elder Zhuge pointed to the lucky wheel behind Wei Yifan and asked. It's like this, Zhuge. The young man who awakened is the lucky wheel spirit. We don't know what the special ability is yet, but it should be related to summoning something, explained Tian Jinfeng. Oh, it's like this, but our college doesn't have a mentor from the summoning department. Child, we can't accept you. There's really no mentor who can tutor you, I'm sorry. No, you can't treat Brother Yifan like this. You don't even understand his abilities, and I won't join your college anymore. I want to accompany Brother Yifan. Zhao Shiner said. Humph. As you please, let's go. Immediately, the three elders left the town with the young men and went to their respective colleges. Ah, how could this happen? Wei Yifan was immediately stunned. Awakening the Lucky Wheel spirit is not enough, even the academy doesn't accept me. Oh my God, do you want to do this to me? Brother Yifan, it's okay. They don't know your ability, but if they don't accept you, it's their loss. We can become powerful spiritual masters just like we can cultivate ourselves, Zhao Shiner comforted. Hey, Sister Xaner, you shouldn't care about me. You could have a bright future, why stay with me? On this day, Wei Yifan and his companions welcomed an important moment in their lives. They not only awakened their own spirit, but also gained strength and courage, preparing for future challenges. Only Wei Yifan was very annoyed in his heart. It was not good to awaken something, but to awaken a Lucky Wheel spirit caused Wei Yifan's mentality to explode. But Wei Yifan was not discouraged. Perhaps he could summon powerful things, and everything was still possible. Thinking of this, Wei Yifan was full of confidence in his own life. Let's go, Xaner, let's go home. As the sunset sets, it reflects on the thin and weak backs of the two people. What kind of story will happen to them next? Chapter 4. Fighting Partner Monkey Brother. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. After Wei Yifan returned home, the more he thought about it, the angrier he became. At least he awakened Laozi's great rooster spirit and started talking directly to anyone who didn't like him. Turning around and thinking, why not give it a try? Maybe we can come up with a top-notch treasure and just turn over as a serf and sing. I saw Wei Yifan silently summoning the elemental god in his heart. With his intention, the Lucky Wheel appeared in the room. He looked at the turntable in front of him, looking left and right. In the lower right corner of the turntable, there were a few quaint small characters written. Summon the Primordial Spirit. This is the name of my awakened spirit, don't worry about the good or bad, then you'll just hang out with me, Wei Yifan thought to himself. Didi, as our company is upgrading its system during the time of the host's migration, the computer host data is bound to the host's identity. May I ask if it is necessary to merge the original spirit? Nima. That's okay, buying too many hosts also has a low data security factor. What kind of brain can't come up with this script when I commit suicide and still encounter such a situation? Wei Yifan complained for a while. That also needs to be integrated, after all, in the Genshin Continent, each person can only awaken the Genshin once, and having it is better than not having it. Fusion. Good host, start the fusion program. The identification is completed, and the summoning spirit has been bound to the host. The fusion progress with the host is 4%. 36%. 64%. 97%. 100%, and the summoned spirit has successfully fused with the host. It seems very advanced, full of a sense of technology. By the way, let's take a look at what can be summoned. He tried clicking the summon button. Didi, as the host is summoned for the first time, rewards 10 free lottery opportunities. 1 divine level combat partner reward and 1 divine level skill reward must be given. From now on, summoning can be done for every 10,000 points of anger consumed. Wei Yifan didn't have time to take a closer look, his eyes fixed on the dial pointer. As the pointer turned, a dazzling array of objects began to rotate. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 1 Rolls-Royce 100 yuan discount coupon. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 1 windproof lighter. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 2 razors. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 3 robbery headsets. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining a brief introduction to the Genshin Continent. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining the divine level reward of defeating the Buddha in battle partner battles. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining the chaos level martial arts Hongmeng Classic. Fighting Saint Buddha. Can't it be my monkey brother? I saw monkey brother wearing a golden red war robe beside me. The battle robe is embroidered with auspicious cloud patterns, with a pair of golden silk shoes and often holding a huge golden cudgel in hand, exuding a majestic aura. Monkey. Monkey brother. Wei Yifan tried to shout. I'm so annoyed, I'm so annoyed. I was just realizing the Tao, but suddenly a thunderbolt struck me and brought me directly to this broken place. It's not like that Tathagata old man caused a ghost again. I saw Brother Desheng muttering a few words and then fell into contemplation. Is this boy in front of me with no cultivation actually my master? Will you still recite the tight hoop curse? Isn't it? Are you still here? It's so difficult for me. At this moment, a message also came to Wei Yifan's mind. Monkey brother is actually my disciple. There's no need for such excitement. Well, monkey brother, will we be called brothers in the future? Wei Yifan awkwardly scratched his head and said. Well, the Tathagata may be testing this great sage again. However, I have lost all my skills and will soon fall into a deep sleep. Don't disturb me if there are no urgent matters in the future. After defeating Buddha, he returned to Wei Yifan's soul space and fell asleep. Monkey brother, defeat the Buddha in battle. A person with a lot of cowhide. Even with him covering him, he can still walk horizontally. But now monkey brother needs to restore his cultivation, let's grow together. By the way, there is also the divine level martial arts Hongmeng Sutra. The Hongmeng Classic is an extremely mysterious and powerful martial arts technique. According to legend, it was created by the Hongmeng ancestor during the Hongmeng period, containing endless wisdom and power. It is the supreme treasure of martial arts for practitioners. In the early stage of cultivation, it is no different from ordinary techniques, but in the later stage of cultivation, one can control time and space, and even change the direction of destiny. Be good and exciting. I'm going to be invincible at the beginning. By the way, all the other things are divine horses, I'll drop a kiss. Wei Yifan couldn't help but curse in his heart. It seems that the probability of summoning good things is very low. These things seem to have no practical use in this world. Return the Rolls-Royce discount coupon. In my previous life, I was just a poor loser, and even a teacher couldn't afford a Rolls-Royce. Wait, Summoning Continent introduction. This seems to be a bit useful. I haven't fully understood it since I came to this world. Then Wei Yifan opened the summoning space and took out the introduction to the Summoning Continent to read. Summoning the Continent, a mysterious and vast world full of fantasy and adventure. On this continent, people can awaken powerful primordial spirits, cultivate vitality, master powerful powers, explore unknown territories, and pursue the path of eternal life. The Summoning Continent is divided into 5 domains. Southeast, Northwest, Central, and 5 regions, with countless countries and forces under each domain. On this continent, the primordial spirit is the foundation of cultivation, and the strength of the primordial spirit determines how far a person can go. Only by awakening a powerful spirit can one become a true powerhouse. The cultivation of primordial energy can be divided into acquired, innate, chi refining period, foundation building period, golden pill period, primordial baby period, spiritual transformation period, deficiency refining period, combination period, and crossing calamity period. A powerful spiritual master is said to be able to cross tribulations and become immortals, ascend to the immortal realm, break free from the constraints of this world, and pursue a higher world. Genshin Impact Masters can gradually master more powerful skills and secret techniques through continuous cultivation and comprehension. Of course, ordinary spiritual masters do not have such opportunities to learn skills and secrets, which are usually mastered by powerful colleges, families, and sections. In addition, there are various mysterious relics and treasures waiting for the brave to explore on the summoned continent. Among these relics, there are ancient legacies and powerful forces hidden, and only true warriors can gain their recognition. Summoning various powerful monsters in different races on the continent, they constantly threaten human safety. The Primordial Masters established various exploration organizations to explore and eliminate the demon race. Even some Primordial Masters have awakened various special abilities of Primordial Masters, such as alchemists, casting masters, animal trainers, etc. They have established their own trade union organizations, and their influence covers the entire Primordial continent. Reading the introduction of Summoning the Continent, Wei Yifan gained a deeper understanding of this world. He realized that in order to survive in this world, he must constantly cultivate and strengthen himself. Although his spiritual essence is somewhat unique, he believes that as long as he works hard to cultivate, he can definitely master powerful power. By the way, there seems to be a prompt when summoning earlier. You can only summon by consuming anger points. That is to say, as long as your anger level is sufficient, you can summon infinitely. Isn't that a pleasure? Wei Yifan thought to himself, does this not mean that his life of cheating will start from now on, and he will step onto the pinnacle of life and marry Bai Fume? Speaking of what kind of ghost this anger value is, where did it come from? Opening the summoning space, I saw a dense introduction written below the summoning elemental god. Anger value. No matter what the host does, as long as others have resentment towards your behavior and language, you can obtain anger value. Warm reminder. Obtaining anger value is easy to get beaten, please be cautious. What the hell? Summoning something doesn't require any more anger points. I set fire to the 3 major colleges in Luojia town. Is it possible that my anger points will explode? Never mind, just calm down. After all, we don't have much hatred towards others. Speaking of which, I don't have those 2 brushes. Anyone who comes out of them will destroy me. It seems that the main task now is to create this resentment value. With resentment value, it means there are infinite possibilities, but how to do it? Feeling restless, Wei Yifan walked out of the house and returned to the village square. The head coach here is still practicing martial arts with the children as usual, actually just doing the 8th set of broadcast gymnastics. Wei Yifan suddenly had an idea. Hey, teacher, you're not doing it right. When you're here, you need to lower your waist a bit more. Did you exert too much force last night and can't lower your waist? Didi, anger value plus 999, hey, there's really something going on. You bastard, what are you talking about? Said the head teacher with a red face. Yesterday, I remember to close the curtains. Alas, it seems that people always forget things. Chiangzi, raise your butt a little higher. Look at what you're eating. If you get any fatter, you might not get a wife. Xiaoyu's sister, are you underdeveloped? Why haven't you grown up yet? Didi, anger value plus 1200. Didi, anger plus 888. Wei Yifan paid no attention to the opinions of others. It seems that the anger value of summoning the elemental god is quite easy to brush. Well, after a while, your anger has already risen to 13688. Watching the values keep jumping upwards, Wei Yifan's heart was filled with excitement. Chapter 5. Accumulate Anger and Crazy Summoning. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Anger value means lottery, lottery means infinite possibilities. Wei Yifan trotted back home and eagerly called out the interface to summon the elemental god. Anger value 74578, can draw 7 more times, cool. Click on the lottery. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 2 cups of sauce-flavored milk tea. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 3 boxes of huazi. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining a pack of primary laxatives. Sure enough, there are still a lot of miscellaneous items. Forget it, monkey brother can't count on it now. Let's learn the Hongmeng Classic first. Wei Yifan couldn't wait to take out the Hongmeng Classic and began to try to cultivate it. Wei Yifan's eyes sparkled with determination, as he knew that the Genshin Continent was a world of the jungle. Only strong strength can establish a foothold on this continent. So he eagerly opened the Hongmeng Classic and began to study it carefully. Wei Yifan's heart quickened as his fingers lightly slid over the cover of the Hongmeng Classic, feeling the ancient and mysterious atmosphere. He took a deep breath, calmed his excitement, and then slowly opened the first page of the Hongmeng Classic. The text of the Hongmeng Classic seemed to have life, jumping before Wei Yifan's eyes. He was completely engrossed in reading, with every word and sentence deeply engraved in his heart. As he read, the surrounding air seemed to freeze, leaving only the mysterious connection between him and the Hongmeng Classic. The martial arts wisdom and cultivation methods contained in the Hongmeng Classic shocked Wei Yifan. He seemed to see a whole new world open to him, full of infinite possibilities and opportunities. His heart is filled with a thirst for power and anticipation for the future. Wei Yifan started practicing according to the guidance in the Hongmeng Classic. He sat cross-legged, his hands imprinted, feeling the convergence of spiritual energy from the surrounding world. The cultivation method of the Hongmeng Classic is unique and profound, requiring extremely high intelligence and perseverance to persist. With the passage of time, Wei Yifan felt that his body was undergoing subtle changes. His meridians are expanding, his bones are strengthening, and his muscles are becoming more compact and powerful. His soul is also gradually sublimating, becoming purer and stronger. He felt as if his body was one with heaven and earth, resonating with the universe. He seems to have become a part of the universe, able to perceive the rhythm of the universe. Wei Yifan seemed to feel a stream of gas surrounding the dantian inside his body. He knew that this was the legendary vitality. As long as the body generates vitality, even if one enters the innate stage, once more and more vitality is cultivated and guided into the elixir field, one can become a spiritual master during the chi refining stage. Great! The divine level technique is cowhide, and after only one day of cultivation, one enters the innate stage. No wonder everyone wants to join a big family or sect. It's so cool under the big tree. So Wei Yifan practiced day and night, and the night passed quickly. The next morning, Wei Yifan arrived at Zhao Xiner's house. Zhao Xiner, like Wei Yifan, is also an orphan who grows up from 100 families. He wants to share his martial arts with Zhao Xiner, become stronger as soon as possible, and explore this unknown land of primordial gods as soon as possible. Sister Xiner, wake up and see what Brother Yifan has brought you today. Brother Yifan, why did you wake up so early? The sun hasn't come out yet, Zhao Xiner said drowsily. I have something good to tell you. Look, what is this? It's a divine level skill called the Hongmeng Classic. It's a good thing. Zhao Xiner took the cultivation technique and curiously flipped through it. Where did you come from? It's still at the divine level, really impressive. Don't interrupt, practice quickly, maybe you can quickly break through the innate period. But I have already practiced my martial arts, Zhao Xiner said somewhat awkwardly. Ah, isn't it? Then hurry up and stop learning. This is a divine level skill, and practicing it will definitely be twice the result with half the effort. I have reached the innate stage now. Brother Yifan, don't show off, Zhao Xiner said with a smile. I feel like my energy can almost guide me into the dantian to become a foundational spiritual master. What, it's impossible. You haven't even practiced martial arts, how could you make such rapid progress? Of course I have a cultivation method, Zhao Xiner said mysteriously. Since we awakened the Yuanshan at the Yuanshan Tower, I feel like I have a lot of things in my mind. What kind of cultivation are you currently practicing? Wei Yifan asked curiously. Well, I can only see one cultivation technique now, called the Heavenly Fox Heart Technique. I tried to practice it yesterday, but accidentally it turned out to be the way it is now. Well, the difference between this person and others is really big. I thought I had obtained the summoning elemental god, and my luck was already good enough to summon Monkey Brother and Hongmeng Jing. As a result, she couldn't catch up with Sister Sheener and didn't need to do anything. Her mind automatically came to mind. Wei Yifan nodded and secretly made up his mind to work harder to cultivate and not be left behind too much by Zhao Sheener. He knew that the Genshin Continent was filled with endless mysteries and challenges. Only by constantly improving one's own strength can one better protect oneself and the people around them. And what they don't know is that Zhao Sheener's background is indeed not simple. Her family used to be one of the 9 ancient families in the Genshin Continent, but due to an unprecedented war, all the strong members of the family fell. At the last moment, the ancestor of the Heavenly Fox clan used a secret technique to randomly teleport Zhao Sheener, leaving only her bloodline in the current Heavenly Fox clan. And now, after her spiritual awakening, she has inherited the family's cultivation techniques, as well as the family's honor and mission. So it seems that Sister Sheener's background is not simple. As mentioned in the introduction to the Genshin Impact Continent, some powerful families or descendants of divine beasts are born with bloodline Genshin Impact, inheriting their skills and techniques. These people, due to their strong bloodline, often have extraordinary talents and excellent qualifications, and even do not require much cultivation. Their cultivation will also grow rapidly. Sister Xioner, are you a descendant of some divine beast or a powerful person? Wei Yifan asked tentatively. Zhao Sheener shook her head and said, I don't know, all I know is that the knowledge and techniques in my mind are precious, but there is no information about my parents or family in my memory, and now I can only see the Tianhu mind technique. It seems that everything else is locked in something, and I can't see it. Brother Yifan, what do you think my background will be like? Zhao Sheener asked curiously. Wei Yifan smiled and touched her head, no matter what your background is, you are my dearest sister. In the future, we must work harder to cultivate and strive to uncover the mystery of your background and find your loved ones as soon as possible, of course, you too, Brother Yifan. Let's work hard together. Zhao Sheener looked at him with emotion, her eyes sparkling with a sparkling light. She knew that Wei Yifan's words were sincere. Due to being orphans, Zhao Sheener had long regarded Wei Yifan as her own brother, and even had a hint of inexplicable affection. Chapter 6 Storm in Luojia Town, 1. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Today, Wei Yifan had nothing to do. While tidying up the summoning space, he suddenly saw a primary laxative in a corner. Got it. A bold idea appeared in his mind. Yes, that's a good idea, that's all. Wei Yifan's lips showed a sly smile. He had long noticed the primary laxatives in that corner, but he never found a suitable opportunity to use them. Now, he finally came up with a brilliant plan to maximize the effectiveness of the laxatives. It seems there's a good show to watch this time. He secretly felt proud and began preparing his plan. Wei Yifan first carefully put away the laxatives, and then began to search for the appropriate time. He knew that in order to maximize the effectiveness of laxatives, it was necessary to choose a suitable timing, and it was best to have all the people in Luojia town fall for it. I don't know if my summoning spirit can give me awesome. The primary laxative sounds like it is effective. Finally, the opportunity has arrived. On this day, a grand celebration will be held in Luojia town to welcome the newly enrolled spiritual masters who have just joined 3 colleges in Luojia town. All the prominent figures in the town will gather together to celebrate. Wei Yifan secretly rejoiced in his heart. Isn't this the best time in his plan? On this day, Wei Yifan arrived early at the celebration square and secretly poured laxatives into the wine vat of the celebration ceremony. He cleverly concealed his actions to ensure that no one noticed his small movements. After finishing all of this, Wei Yifan's heart had quietly become happy. He could imagine that kind of scene, which must be very flavorful and very eye-catching. Shortly thereafter, the celebration ceremony began. In the speech of the mayor of Luojia town, people gathered together to share delicious food and wine. The eyes of the spiritual masters who have just entered the 3 junior colleges show pride and pride. Because this is not only an individual honor, but also an honor for the entire family and village behind oneself. They will study the elemental skills and secret techniques of the Primordial Master in the junior college. If the performance is excellent enough or the potential is great enough, there is a possibility of studying at higher-level colleges or even powerful sections. However, just halfway through the celebration ceremony, some people began to experience symptoms of diarrhea. 1 by 2, 10, the whole scene suddenly became chaotic, and people were searching for toilets. Some people didn't even have time to solve it directly on site. Don't panic, everyone. Find a public restroom nearby and pay attention to civility. Oh no, it's not enough. Hurry up and carry the mayor to the restroom. The mayor urged everyone to maintain civility while also enduring abdominal pain. It's too difficult. I've been the mayor of this town for so many years, and it's the first time I've encountered this kind of thing. It's so embarrassing. Damn it, which bastard made the laxative? Don't let me find out, it will definitely make you look good. Stop talking, have you finished yet? Hurry up and come out. I can't hold on anymore. Ah. Forget it, keep going, kid. It seems like I'm okay again. DD, anger value plus 998. DD, anger value plus 1288. DD, anger value plus 998. Wei Yifan hid in the corner, watching everything and couldn't help but laugh out loud. His plan was successful. Damn it, who's laughing? Can you still laugh at this kung fu? I don't know who whispered. Flash. Wei Yifan was afraid of revealing his secrets and secretly fled the scene. Fortunately, I ran so fast. Now the entire celebration square seems to have frozen in the air, shrouded in smoke. This PM2.5 is over 1,000, and I can't even see it. Returning home, Wei Yifan felt very mischievous, not to mention how exciting it was. However, this has caused great harm to the influential figures in Luojia town. They are accustomed to the life of the wealthy and have gone deep into simplicity. How could they have been so angry? Cha! I must find out the culprit. Oh, what kind of laxative is this? It's been 3 days and 3 nights since the mayor of this town was killed. I dare not go to bed and do evil. The mayor moaned in pain. Report. Mayor, currently our entire Luojia town has built 288 temporary public toilets, but it still doesn't seem to meet everyone's needs. Do we need to add more? Get out of here, this little thing can still bother me. Don't just focus on building public toilets. It's the right thing to find the culprit for me. By the way, don't forget to arrange a third party to clean the public restroom. Our Luojia town has been rated as a civilized town for 3 consecutive years. Don't let the upper authorities remove our brand just because of this. Okay, Mayor, don't worry about my affairs. I'll go and implement them one by one. After the servants stepped down, the town mayor felt that this incident indirectly reflected the hygiene awareness and personal qualities of the residents of Luojia town. Many residents actually solved the problem without considering their image outside. This is going to spread, and he, the town mayor, can't do it anymore. So the mayor asked the mayor's office to start drafting a plan to enhance the civilized quality of residents in Luojia town. Simultaneously deploying the patrol team in Luojia town is bound to nip this unhealthy trend in the bud. At this moment, Wei Yifan didn't care about so much and was hiding at home laughing. However, everything has 2 sides, there is always good when there is bad. Thanks to the efforts of the mayor, the residents of Luojia town have gradually improved their awareness of hygiene and environmental protection. They began to pay attention to personal and environmental hygiene, and the entire town gradually returned to normal. Gradually, Luojia town has become a safe, hygienic, and harmonious town. Wei Yifan didn't think so much, he just wanted to use this matter to earn more anger points. The first thing Wei Yifan did after returning home was to summon the elemental god. Nyopi, this naughty operation has brought me nearly 600,000 points of anger. Wei Yifan was overjoyed in his heart. My intelligence is simply lacking. Didi, anger plus 988. Didi, anger value plus 1288. Nanny. How can you still earn anger points? Wei Yifan pondered for a moment, haha. It seems that the residents of Luojia town have a lot of grievances against him, and they are still constantly generating this level of resentment. By this calculation, with 600,000 rage points, you can summon 60 times. Wipe it off, get it started. I don't know where Wei Yifan found the incense and lit it. Burning incense and bowing, the goddess of luck is possessed. This wave will definitely produce high-quality products. Let's do it 30 times first, Wei Yifan silently thought to himself. Click, summon 30 times. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining a copper hot pot. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining a pair of teddy bear couple pillows. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 5 pairs of disposable chopsticks. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 2 stainless steel lighters. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 3 inflatable dolls. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining the yellow level intermediate skill junior stealth book. Chapter 7. Storm in Luojia Town, 2. You are listening at novel full.audio. Be good, can you be more reliable? I have 30 summoning opportunities, is that all? Are you still looking down on your host with your inflatable doll? But it seems like you can also give it a try. After all, the strength of the previous life doesn't seem to be very affordable. Intermediate skills seem to be quite reliable. Wei Yifan took it out of the summoning space and briefly took a look at the skill introduction. Basic Stealth, Yellow Level Intermediate Skill. After use, it can make the body briefly become illusory and increase speed greatly. Do not use elemental energy during stealth to exit the stealth state. Usage. Host Fusion. Finally, the good goods are out. It sounds like a piece of leather, it's a great skill for killing people and setting fires. Imagine, suddenly appearing behind the opponent with a stick, the Jade Emperor would also fall. Wei Yifan couldn't help but think to himself. Stop, I seem to have seen a lighter. As an experienced smoker, these words are particularly eye-catching. Wei Yifan quickly retrieved the lighter and the 3 boxes of Huazi summoned last time from the summoning space. Don't say, in the previous life, if I didn't smoke a single one for an hour, I always felt like I had lost my soul. Since I was reborn in this primordial continent, my smoking addiction has inexplicably disappeared. No matter what, draw a cute little one first before we talk. Hush. Wei Yifan took a deep breath of Huazi and instantly felt like his soul was about to run out of the heavenly spirit cap. It was so satisfying, that was the feeling. Wei Yifan took this bite and directly took half of the root. I used to think that Gang Ji's claim that Uncle Qian finished a cute little one in one gulp was a bit exaggerated, but today it seems that his smoking addiction is not strong enough. By the way, you can't just focus on enjoying yourself. It's important to quickly learn the skills. Speaking, Wei Yifan took out a basic stealth skill book with 4 big characters written on it. Host Fusion. How should we merge? Wei Yifan couldn't come up with a clue after much thought. Could it be that he recognized the master with a drop of blood? Damn it, go for it, for the sake of strength, go for it. Wei Yifan bit into his wrist and immediately shed blood. I tried to drop a drop on the skill book and waited for a long time, but there was no response. It's not right, isn't it like this on TV by the way? How could you forget about this? The Genshin Impact continent definitely needs to use its energy. Wei Yifan tried to guide his energy into the skill book, and in an instant, the book emitted a faint light, complementing Wei Yifan's energy. He felt a wonderful connection between his soul and this skill book. Is this the Yuanshan induction? Wei Yifan whispered to himself, feeling a little excited in his heart. Then, he followed the running route in the skill book and began guiding the vitality to swim within his body. This is a complex process that requires extremely high concentration. He silently followed the steps without making any mistakes. Time quietly passed through his focused cultivation, and unconsciously, the sky had already darkened. When the last strand of vitality steadily entered his body, Wei Yifan finally breathed a sigh of relief. He looked at the skill book in his hand, tired but satisfied, and learned it now. It seems that the skills of the Genshin Impact Continent are difficult to learn, from beginner to novice, and finally to comprehensive integration. Most people need to practice diligently for a year, 2 years, or even decades to learn a skill, but can they learn it with just a short amount of effort? It seems that my physique is a bit superficial, Wei Yifan thought to himself. First, let's try the stealth skill and see if it works. Wei Yifan was filled with anticipation and walked out of the house to the edge of the forest outside the village. Wei Yifan took a deep breath and directly used his stealth skill. Suddenly, he felt as if he was integrated with nature, light and secretive. Cautiously weaving through the forest, he found that his senses had become exceptionally sensitive. The sound of leaves, the vibration of insects, and even the flow of air are clearly presented in his perception. Suddenly, a wild rabbit darted out of the grass and quickly ran towards the depths of the forest. Wei Yifan's heart twitched, and his body's vitality fluctuated slightly, causing his figure to disappear into place. He closely followed the wild rabbit, like a ghost, silently. After an unknown amount of time, the wild rabbit finally stopped and began to forage on the grassland. Wei Yifan held his breath and approached cautiously, silently reciting the key to using stealth skills. Wei Yifan walked straight towards the rabbit and stopped in front of it. The little rabbit was completely unaware of Wei Yifan's arrival, and with a bang, the rabbit fell to the ground. This skill is simply amazing. It can't be called cowhide, it should be cowhide and crass. Speaking of which, this skill seems to be very practical. When stealth is activated, entering a bathhouse or a lady's room is not yet enjoyable. It's a pity that I don't have a camera. In my previous life, Edison was my idol. I hope to summon the spirit to summon a camera or video recorder with some strength in the future. Even if I can't be Edison, being a journalist to expose the darkness of the world is still quite enjoyable. Wei Yifan secretly thought to himself why. When he regained his senses and picked up a wild rabbit from the ground, he decided to finish his meal first. Barbecue seems very nice, and Wei Yifan simply supported a barbecue grill with a wooden stick. Not long after, the aroma of grilled meat permeated the air, attracting some wild animals in the forest. Wei Yifan smiled and said that his craftsmanship should be something he didn't have. He grilled meat while contemplating his future. He felt the advantage brought by stealth skills, which were not only a combat skill, but also a survival skill. In this world, the strong are respected, and only by mastering higher cultivation and more powerful skills can one survive better. Wei Yifan decided that in the coming days, he would work harder in his cultivation and strive to break through to a higher level as soon as possible. At the same time, he also needs to learn more about the world, learn more skills and combat skills. Diamond determination and stealth also need to be practiced well. This is just the beginning. I have summoned the primordial spirit myself, and I will definitely not lack powerful skills and cultivation techniques in the future. In addition, with his ability to learn in seconds, he is a perfect match. He is not the little Karami who killed the Genshin Continent in seconds, Wei Yifan thought happily in his heart. By the way, there are various things lying in the summoning space that he cannot use. How should we handle it? How about setting up a stall, opening a hardware store, or even a chain department store? Maybe I can still realize my dream of doing business in the previous life. After experiencing the addiction of being a CEO, it feels very exciting to think about it. With the summoning of the primordial spirit, there is definitely no need to worry about various strange goods. I think my summoning spirit is even more powerful than a single combat spirit. Thinking about it, Wei Yifan fell asleep. His breathing was steady and deep, as if the whole world was immersed in tranquility. The bright moonlight shone through the window on his face, coating it with a holy radiance. His mouth curved slightly upwards, as if he had encountered something beautiful in his dream. Chapter 8. Let's Eat Little Hot Pot. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next morning, Wei Yifan was full of energy and slowly guided his vitality to practice according to the operation method of the Hongmeng Classic. It is said that the cultivation time of Yuan Shenshi is calculated on a monthly or even annual basis, and unconsciously, the sky darkens. Wei Yifan felt the elemental power, which had greatly improved compared to the previous one bull power. But there is still a long way to go before the power of the two oxen. It seems that cultivation is indeed not urgent. By the way, there are still 30 summoning opportunities for summoning the elemental god. Maybe you can draw something good again, damn it. Wei Yifan calls out the summoning spirit, click, summon 30 times. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 3 boxes of Huazi. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining the entry-level elemental god Palestine Scorpion. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 2 hot pot dishes. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 2 plates of small fat cows. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 2 portions of hot pot dipping sauce. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 3 portions of high-quality freshly cut lamb. Didi, congratulations to the host for obtaining 10 basic foundation building pills. Didi making yarn. Did this stab the hometown of hot pot? The whole hot pot set meal. Wei Yifan looked at the summoning result in front of him and couldn't help but laugh or cry. I thought I could summon some top-notch thing this time, but I didn't expect to summon a bunch of hot pot ingredients. Does summoning the primordial god know that he was financially strapped in his previous life and had to be meticulous when eating hot pot once? Forget it, enjoy it if you have it, he muttered to himself, starting to organize these messy items. It seems like it has been shipped, the entry-level elemental god Palestine Scorpion. I'm not mistaken, it's actually an entry-level elemental god. Don't mess with me like that. Although I'm a bit handsome, and charming, there's no need for me to complement each other in terms of spiritual quality, right? At least summon me an intermediate elemental god. No, even a junior or higher level elemental god can do it. The entry-level elemental god must have been killed by someone else's contemptuous gaze when he goes out. Wei Yifan is the most annoyed by this feeling. Wei Yifan saw the Palestinian scorpion in the introduction of the Genshin Continent, which is known as the Death Pacer by the locals. The appearance of a scorpion resembles a pipa, and its entire body is covered in highly hard skin. The head and chest are composed of 6 sections, forming a trapezoidal shape. The back is covered with head armor, which is densely covered with granular protrusions. There is a pair of middle eyes in the center of the back, and 3 side eyes on each side of the front end. There are 6 pairs of appendages, with the first pair being whole limbs that aid in feeding, the second pair being long and thick antennae resembling crab claws, responsible for predatory, tactile, and defensive functions, and the remaining 4 pairs being footed. It is said that as long as an ordinary person is touched by a Palestinian scorpion, the poison will erupt and die in less than half an hour, and some powerful spiritual masters also turn pale upon hearing it. I remember the introduction of the Genshin Impact Continent introduced the Palestinian poison scorpion like this, which sounds very impressive. How could it be an entry-level one? I'm not mistaken, big brother. The phantom of the Protoss of the Palestinian scorpion also looks very powerful and domineering. You have to be an immortal realm spirit to be reliable. Forget it, I don't want to, my brain hurts. By the way, haven't I already summoned the Genshin Impact? Each person on the Genshin Impact continent can only awaken one Genshin Impact, and those who can awaken two Genshin Impact are rare and rare. Stamping their feet is a big figure that makes the entire Genshin Impact continent tremble. Wei Yifan didn't expect to reach the top of the Genshin Impact continent one day. He just wants to have a combat-oriented Genshin Impact now. Forget it, we'll study later. After practicing for a whole day, Wei Yifan's stomach was already growling with hunger. How about having the first hot pot from the Genshin Impact continent? After all, hot pot was also one of Wei Yifan's favorite delicacies in the previous life. Tonight is the time for jokes, Wei Yifan thought to himself. He decided to entertain himself and Zhao Xiner with these ingredients. By the way, I just remember summoning a copper hot pot before. In the previous life, Wei Yifan was also a person with superb culinary skills. Without further ado, Wei Yifan prepared the ingredients first and started preparing them. Wash it up, oh oh, Wei Yifan hummed a famous little tune unconsciously. The hot pot dishes are washed clean and white, and the little fat cow is placed in the shape of a heart. Get it done, fire. In no time, a strong aroma filled the entire room. Wei Yifan's craftsmanship combined with those delicious ingredients made the taste of this hot pot exceptionally delicious. At this moment, Zhao Xiner happened to come over. As soon as she entered the room, she was attracted by this aroma. "It smells so good, what flavor is it?" she asked curiously. "It's the hot pot I personally prepared for you," Wei Yifan replied with a smile, "come and try it." Upon hearing this, Zhao Xiner immediately ran over excitedly. "Hot pot? What is hot pot? Why haven't I heard of it before?" Zhao Xiner asked in confusion. "In my hometown, this is an essential delicacy in winter. Using a pot as a utensil, adding a heat source, and steaming various ingredients into the boiling soup, paired with various seasonings, the taste is delicious and nutritious. Hot pot is not only a delicacy, but also a culture. People sit around hot pot, exchange emotions, and enjoy a warm atmosphere, which is called beauty." Unfortunately, Zhao Xiner was already attracted by the aroma of hot pot, and Wei Yifan didn't even listen to her introduction. She widened her eyes and asked, "Where do these all come from? Why are they so abundant, and these dishes look so strange? By the way, it's the first time I've seen such tender meat." Zhao Xiner chattered excitedly. "It's all thanks to summoning the primordial spirit. No, I bought it all in the town," Wei Yifan explained with a smile. "I was startled and almost told the truth." "What are you waiting for? Let's eat," Zhao Xiner said eagerly. Wei Yifan smiled and nodded, carefully picking up a piece of lamb for Zhao Xiner and putting it into her bowl. Zhao Xiner immediately picked it up and put it in her mouth, chewed it a few times, and a satisfied expression appeared on her face. "This hot pot is really delicious," Zhao Xiner said contentedly, "especially the lamb. It has a fresh and tender taste, and there is no strange taste at all. And this tofu, filled with soup, melts right into the mouth. Yeah, the soup base of this hot pot is also very rich. Brother Yifan has been cooking it for you for a long time," Wei Yifan said. "And these vegetables are also very fresh, perfect when paired together. Sister Xiner, please eat more." Seeing Zhao Xiner eating so contentedly, Wei Yifan immediately felt that no matter how much he did, it was worth it. As time goes by, the ingredients in the pot gradually decrease, but the aroma becomes more and more intense. The two of them savored the delicious food while chatting and enjoying this rare time. After finishing the hot pot, Wei Yifan saw Zhao Xiner off and began to think about his next arrangements. Chapter 9. Practice, break through the foundation building period. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wei Yifan gathered his thoughts and couldn't stop practicing the Hongmeng classic. By the way, there is also a Palestinian poisonous scorpion spirit. Wei Yifan called out to summon the spirit space and saw a phantom of a poisonous scorpion floating in the sky, looking very powerful and domineering. Although it is an entry-level elemental god, at least it is also a combat-type elemental god. Having it is better than not having it. Although his summoning elemental god is very powerful, Wei Yifan always feels that it is an auxiliary elemental god and cannot summon things crazily when fighting with others, so he must laugh his opponent to death. Although in Wei Yifan's knowledge system, the Yuanshan masters in the Yuanshan continent can only awaken one Yuanshan in their lifetime, there are exceptions after all. Perhaps they can also have dual Yuanshan. Compared to auxiliary elemental gods, Wei Yifan still prefers combat elemental gods. Men must fight like men, otherwise how can they attract girls in the future? Let's give it a try first. Wei Yifan slowly guides his energy towards the Palestinian scorpion spirit, filled with anticipation and curiosity. Wei Yifan carefully guided the elemental energy to contact the poisonous scorpion elemental god. He was fully focused, looking forward to the moment when the two would merge. His heartbeat accelerated and his breathing became rapid. Suddenly, a powerful energy burst out from the poisonous scorpion spirit, pushing Wei Yifan away suddenly. He looked at the poisonous scorpion phantom in shock, his eyes filled with disbelief. What was going on? Can't he control this primordial spirit? Is it already the limit to awaken and summon the primordial spirit on your own? Wei Yifan took a deep breath and tried to stay calm. He understood that the fusion of elemental spirits was not an easy task and required patience and skill. He decided to stop first and think carefully about how to proceed to the next step. He sat on the ground, closed his eyes and lost in thought. The poisonous scorpion phantom in the summoning elemental space also quieted down and no longer released energy. Wei Yifan began to sort out his knowledge in his heart, recalling various details about the fusion of the primordial and divine elements. Gradually, his mood became calm. He knew that in order to successfully integrate the poisonous scorpion spirit, it was necessary to first understand its attributes and characteristics. He began to explore in the summoning space of the primordial god, carefully observing every detail of the poisonous scorpion phantom. Time slowly passed through Wei Yifan's contemplation. Slowly, Wei Yifan began to feel as if he knew the poisonous scorpion in front of him very well. It was so lonely that in the vast forest, it liked to hunt alone, and none of the prey it targeted could escape. He felt a wonderful connection established between his heart and the poisonous scorpion spirit. He seemed to feel its power and majesty, as well as the powerful energy it contained. Wei Yifan once again began to guide the elemental energy to contact the poisonous scorpion elemental god. This time, he was even more careful and cautious. He followed his understanding of the fusion technique of the primordial spirit and gradually approached the poisonous scorpion void shadow. This time, the poison scorpion Genshin did not immediately burst out of energy. On the contrary, it seems to have gradually accepted Wei Yifan's vitality under his guidance. Wei Yifan felt that the connection between himself and the poisonous scorpion spirit was becoming increasingly close, as if the two were slowly merging into one. Just as Wei Yifan was about to lose patience, a powerful energy suddenly surged into his body from the poisonous scorpion spirit. This powerful and warm energy made him feel an unprecedented strength and confidence. Wei Yifan was ecstatic in his heart, knowing that he had finally successfully fused with the poisonous scorpion spirit. He opened his eyes and saw that the poisonous scorpion phantom in the summoning spirit space had disappeared, replaced by a powerful aura. He stood up and felt the surging force within his body. He knew that this force would become his capable assistant in future battles. With the help of the poisonous scorpion spirit, he believes that he will become stronger and more confident. Wei Yifan carefully felt the poisonous scorpion Genshin in the space of the Genshin impact and tried to communicate with it. Soon, a feedback came back. The poisonous scorpion Genshin impact has 2 talents and belongs to the growth-type Genshin impact, which means that Wei Yifan's poisonous scorpion Genshin impact can be upgraded by devouring other Genshin impact. I'll just say, it's earned. Heaven has given me a special mission to be reborn in the Genshin continent, such as establishing an army in the Genshin continent. conquering it with a group of younger brothers, and establishing the largest business association in the Genshin continent. Wei Yifan muttered to himself. By the way, talent. Talent 1. Attack comes with poison damage. Tip. Poisoned individuals are extremely difficult to heal. This means that in combat, as long as he engages with the enemy, he can add poison damage, effectively weakening the enemy's strength. Wait a minute, it's extremely difficult to treat, isn't it? This is not just straightforward. That is to say, just touch the opponent and poison yourself, and then you can slip away. When the opponent is almost cured, you can poison yourself again. This is not a bug in the game. Awesome. Summon the primordial god, the eternal god. My old baby, I love you. Talent 2. Can briefly merge with the host. After fusion, the host will gain some of the power of the scorpion spirit, which can improve their own strength in a short period of time. This undoubtedly gives him a greater chance of winning at critical moments. Cowhide. Moreover, the poison scorpion Genshin can be upgraded by devouring other Genshin, which is the most exaggerated. As long as one gradually shrinks and develops, there will definitely be a day when poison will dominate the world. By the way, it seems that 10 basic foundation building pills have also been summoned. He knew very well that this pill was not an ordinary thing, but a precious one that required a lot of effort and time to refine successfully. He was able to obtain these 10 pills thanks to his summoning spirit. The foundation building pill, as the name suggests, must be a pill used by innate spiritual masters to break through the foundation building period. Wei Yifan carefully examined these pills and couldn't help but think of the legendary Buddha cultivator, Shakyamuni. He once spent half his life refining elixirs. Finally, when the elixirs were completed, auspicious dragons and phoenixes appeared in the sky, causing a total of 9,981 thunderbolts. Shakyamuni became an immortal on the ground, and colorful auspicious clouds appeared in the sky to attract the immortals, creating a myth. Wei Yifan's heart ignited a strong desire, and without hesitation, he picked up a foundation pill and put it in his mouth. As soon as the pill entered, it turned into a stream of heat, rushing straight into his heart. He felt his body start to heat up, and the scorpion spirit also began to become active. This heat flow is constantly circulating within his body, seemingly slowly changing his body and spirit. Gradually, he felt his strength improving, and his elemental strength quickly shifted from the original power of 1 ox to the power of 2 or 3 oxen. Slowly, his elemental strength finally broke through the power of 4 oxen before slowly calming down. Great! It's so great! This is the charm of pills, even a small pill can catch up with someone else's 1 month of hard work. Continuing, feeling the surge in strength, Wei Yifan instantly felt energized, and the second pill was put into his mouth. Shortly after taking it, Wei Yifan felt his strength surge again. The elemental power rapidly climbed from the power of the 4 oxen, directly breaking through the power of the 5 oxen, and ultimately staying at the power of the 6 oxen. This is simply unbelievable! Wei Yifan exclaimed. Just 2 foundation building pills doubled his strength, and the speed of improvement was unprecedented. 3 pills and 4 pills, Wei Yifan seemed to treat the foundation building pill as a sugar pill, stuffing it into his mouth one by one. But the improvement of vitality is not smooth sailing. After reaching the power of the 9 bulls, the improvement of vitality slowed down. Wei Yifan looked at the last 2 foundation building pills and thought to himself, he must break through to the foundation building period today. So, without hesitation, he put the remaining 2 foundation building pills into his mouth, and as the pills entered his throat, they transformed into a powerful force that quickly spread throughout his body. This force seemed to be burning, making Wei Yifan feel a burning sensation. His body and spirit are constantly being washed and strengthened by this force. As time passed, Wei Yifan felt a qualitative leap in his strength once again. The elemental power continued to climb from the power of 9 oxen to the power of 10 oxen, and the majestic elemental power finally converged into the Dantian. The cultivation has finally reached the foundation period. Although the foundation period on the Genshin Impact continent is only the starting point for Genshin Impact Masters, Wei Yifan is at least now a genuine Genshin Impact Master. Wait, why does my Dantian seem different from others? They are all one Dantian, why do I have 3 Dantian, Nima, that is to say, one needs to accumulate the elemental strength of 3 others in order to break through the original realm. The Hongmeng Sutra indeed has you, but it also demonstrates the extraordinary power of the Hongmeng Sutra as a divine level skill. Think about it. In the same realm, you have twice as much elemental power as others. Whether it is for attack or defense, you are invincible at the same level. Although the cultivation process will be more difficult than others in the future, Wei Yifan has the ability to summon elemental gods, so there should be no situation where his cultivation level cannot keep up. Genshin Continent, I'm here. Chapter 10. Initial Skills Test, Thrilling. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Speaking of which, Wei Yifan successfully broke through the foundation construction period and was in a good mood. Where is the road? The road is at my feet, Wei Yifan hummed a tune as he unknowingly arrived at the village's cultivation square. Here, the head coach and a group of children were tirelessly dancing the 8th set of radio gymnastics. Dida, Dida, the sun scorching the earth, sweat sliding down the faces of the young men, but they didn't feel anything. They looked serious, as if with hard work, they could definitely become strong. Wei Yifan also thought the same way in his previous life, so he struggled all the way and through his own efforts, he was admitted to the local teaching establishment. But just as Wei Yifan had boundless aspirations for a better life, the worries and trivialities at work defeated his fervent dream of education. Wei Yifan couldn't bear to interrupt the youth's training. Suddenly, Wei Yifan had a sudden inspiration, and it seemed that his summoning number of elemental gods had been depleted again. Should we start a wave? Hey, Xiaohizi, what about you? After practicing for so many days, why don't you know how to raise your butt? Buyun, you can't even bend your fat waist. Go home and farm as soon as possible, Fulin. Your underpants have fallen off. In order to save those few silver coins, does Auntie buy you a large dot-sized one to wear for an extra 2 years? Didi. Anger plus 888. Didi, anger plus 1288. Watching the rising resentment level, Wei Yifan seemed to see a powerful technique waving at him again. By the way, since awakening the Palestinian Scorpion Genshin Impact, I haven't actually fought it yet. Although I am an entry-level Genshin Impact, fortunately I am the only growth-type Genshin Impact in the world. Let's first learn about the skills of the Scorpion Genshin Impact. Speaking, Wei Yifan walked towards the forest outside the village. According to the village chief's grandfather, villagers usually hunt on the outskirts of the forest, where low-level beasts roam. With their weapons and unity, villagers can always obtain a lot of prey. Walking further into the forest, you may encounter entry-level elemental beasts, which the villagers dare not provoke. It is said that in the core area of the forest, there lives an intermediate elemental beast, the Titan Ape. Fortunately, this Titan Ape seems to be unable to leave the core area of the forest for some reason. Otherwise, the entire Luojia town would have long ceased to exist. Wei Yifan cautiously arrived at the outskirts of the forest. After all, this was his first time facing a wild beast alone. Although he was already the founder of the foundation period, he always felt afraid in his heart. Wei Yifan took a deep breath and tried to calm his tense emotions. He knew he couldn't back down because of fear, otherwise he would never become a true strong person. He began to search for prey on the outskirts of the forest, while carefully observing the surrounding environment. The forest was full of vitality, and the roar of various wild beasts kept coming and going, making Wei Yifan even more nervous. Suddenly, a wild boar appeared in his sight. Wei Yifan's heart was filled with joy. He knew that the wild boar in the forest was the most numerous wild beast on the periphery, except for its greater strength and lower intelligence. It happened to be used for hand training. However, the wild boar seemed to sense danger and suddenly turned around to charge towards Wei Yifan. Wei Yifan silently operated a low-level stealth, and suddenly his figure began to blur. The wild boar was about to collide with Wei Yifan when suddenly the person disappeared and the boar froze in place. Wei Yifan slowly approached the wild boar and turned a layer of elemental strength towards it. With a loud bang, the wild boar fell to the ground. Wei Yifan walked over to take a look and saw what was happening. Hey! This wild boar has long been dead and cannot die again. Wipe, so weak, did you make a mistake? It's making me almost nervous. In fact, this wild boar, not to mention the spiritual master of Wei Yifan during the foundation period, can also be defeated by the spiritual master of the acquired realm. However, the adults in the village regard him as a child in need of care and have not even brought him to the forest for hunting. Little did they know that Wei Yifan had already grown into a spiritual master during the foundation building period. It is certain that the village chief grandfather would be delighted to hear about this. After gaining a rough understanding of the strength of the wild beasts on the outskirts of the forest, Wei Yifan became increasingly adept at hunting and unknowingly arrived at the internal area of the forest. At this moment, a loud noise came from deep in the forest, as if something huge was approaching. Wei Yifan's heart tightened as he felt a powerful aura approaching from the depths of the forest. He quickly hid behind a big tree and carefully poked his head out to observe. I saw a giant beast with a huge body and hard scales covering its entire body slowly approaching. Every time its huge foot landed, it made the ground tremble. Wei Yifan was taken aback and realized that this was the legendary junior elemental beast. The iron-armored giant lizard. He understood that his current strength was far from being a match for this giant beast. At best, he had fought against an entry-level elemental beast, and if he were to confront this armored lizard, he probably wouldn't be enough to fill his teeth. In the Genshin Continent, under normal circumstances, elemental beasts of the same level are much more powerful than elemental masters. Therefore, Wei Yifan's heart was raised to his throat, and the beginner's stealth instantly began to operate, converging his breath, afraid of making a sound. The armored lizard seemed to sense something and suddenly stopped, raising its head to sniff the air. Wei Yifan's heart quickened, knowing that his breath had been detected by the giant beast. However, at this critical moment, a black shadow flew past the other side of the forest, attracting the attention of the armored lizard. Wei Yifan fixed his gaze and saw that it was a black giant wolf over 3 meters long. The giant wolf and the armored lizard faced off for a moment before suddenly launching an attack. The iron-armored giant lizard also showed no signs of weakness and launched a counterattack. For a moment, a deafening roar echoed in the forest, causing the fallen leaves on the ground to fly everywhere. Wei Yifan secretly felt grateful that he had not acted rashly just now. He carefully moved his body and tried not to make any noise. He knew that the best choice for such a battle was to maintain distance, observe, and learn. Thus, Wei Yifan witnessed a fierce battle. Despite its large size and powerful strength, the iron-armored lizard was ultimately defeated by the agile attacks and cunning strategies of the giant wolf. Although the giant wolf achieved victory in the battle, it was obvious that he had also suffered serious injuries, as if he had lost the strength to stand up. Wei Yifan was secretly delighted in his heart, wondering if his opportunity had come. These two are junior elemental beasts. They are creatures that most elemental masters dare not provoke during the light period. Do you want to do something about them? Wei Yifan became conflicted in his heart, damn it. Give it a try, single becomes a motorcycle. Speaking slowly and quickly, Wei Yifan, with the help of stealth, slowly approached the giant wolf and silently exerted all his elemental strength, boom. I thought my attack would definitely cause huge damage to the giant wolf. But it seems that even the defense of the giant wolf has not been broken. The giant wolf struggled to open his eyes and glanced at Wei Yifan, as if looking at an ant. Isn't that right, big brother? At least I am also the spiritual master of the foundation building period. Seeing this giant wolf about to hiccup, I couldn't even break their defense with my full strike. This is too embarrassing. Fortunately, no one else saw me, Wei Yifan thought to himself. Fortunately, the giant wolf now has no strength to control Wei Yifan, otherwise one claw would have killed him. What to do, what to do? This is a junior elemental beast, covered in treasures, but what can I do if I can't even break through someone else's defense? Wait, no, why did the giant wolf's body tremble? Although the giant wolf was trying to hide, it was still carefully seen by Wei Yifan. Could it be that the poison of one's own scorpion spirit has taken effect? There's a play. I'll just say, there is no way out, and God still favors me. If I kill this giant wolf, wouldn't it be equivalent to challenging 2 levels in a row? It's exciting to think about it. After staying on the side for a while, the giant wolf's body slowly began to no longer tremble. It seemed that the wolf's detoxification ability was still very strong. Wei Yifan then used his elemental power to strike the giant wolf, and his body began to tremble again. This time, it seemed that the trembling was even more severe. In this way, although Wei Yifan's attack could not break through the defense of the giant wolf, fortunately the venom of the scorpion could still take effect. Every time the giant wolf was about to recover, Wei Yifan would go up and give it a shot. After about 3 hours, the giant wolf finally couldn't hold on and fell to the ground. Wei Yifan was ecstatic in his heart, with it. Finally, he was able to collect the spoils of war. He never dreamed that with his cultivation during the foundation building period, he accidentally killed 2 junior elemental beasts. It is estimated that the people who went to the village would not believe it.